doing? I'm Brian Regan, wine consultant at store 137.
Paul Quaini, wine supervisor with ABC Fine Wine and Spirits, here in Florida. And I'm going to Italy.
And wearing a pink shirt.
Grazie.
Grazie.
Hello everybody, I am Larry the Wine Guy from www.larrythewineguy.net. No official wine guy shirt because I am on my way to Italy. I'm in Orlando Airport. I've won second year in a row, which I'm very proud to go with the great Nadia Galati again. And we're just waiting for our flight that leaves in about an hour. And thanks to the wonderful travel agent, who's not really a travel agent, Debbie in our home office, in about 81 hours we will be arriving with some short stops in Amsterdam, Connecticut, Puerto Rico, and Freeport. We will be arriving in Milan, and we'll have lots of footage to shoot for you. Great wineries, La Giurla, La Cappuccino, Le Valette, and the famous Costa Rossa with Fabiano Giorgi in the Altreppo Pavese area, and all you fans out there know about Sangue di Giuda and Nadia Malvasia. So we'll see you when we get to Italy on the ground if we make it. But right now, we're doing what all good wine consultants do, and no spit bucket. Salute.
All my bags are packed, I'm ready to go. I'm standing here outside your door. I hate to wake you up to say goodbye, but the dawn is breaking, it's early morn. The taxi's waiting, he's blowing his horn. Already I'm so lonesome I could die. So kiss me.
Here we are with Iliana, the sister. Eleonora. See, we can't speak Italian. That's why we're here with Nadia Galati. But this is the sister of Fabiano Giorgi and the wine supervisor, Paul Quaglini. And we're going to go inside. Last night, we had a wonderful dinner, and we had some of the greatest wines that we did not know that Fabiano Giorgi makes. And we're going to go inside and take a look and tour the vineyards and the wineries. Standing in the vineyards that are owned by Fabiano Giorgi, and right here, between these two vineyards, Pinot Nero over here and Croatina over here, it's Sangue di Giuda. And by the laws of the DOC, they have to be grown together and harvested together at the same time. And so basically, When all these grapes get crushed and fermented, that's what gives you Costa Rosa Sangue. Just in case we run out of Costa Rosa Sangue de Juda, you think this is enough to get through maybe 1 month, I think, at ABC. It's all going to Nadia's warehouse.
Solo sogno l'orizzonte, mancano le parole. Sì, lo so che non c'è luce in una stanza quando manca il sole. Se non ci
2011, Nadia Malvasia being bottled as we speak. Going down the line to your local ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. This could be one of the first surprises you see from the selection of Nadia Galati's, a Rosato. All you guests have been asking for it. Well, we're in the process of getting it ready here from Fabiano Giorgi. Wonderful visit at Giorgi, and I'm standing here with the man himself, Fabiano Giorgi, and holding your two favorite wines, Nadia Malvasia and Costa Rosa Sangue de Juda. And after visiting the winery all day and the bottling room and the vineyards, I promise you, there are more surprises coming from this man in your local ABC Fine Wines and Spirits soon. And I just wanted the man himself to give him an opportunity to say thank you to all of you who support these great wines. Talk to your American friend.
I don't speak English very well, but I love America.
Next stop, Verona. We'll see you there. Next stop, stop number 2, and Larry the wine guy is now back in action here. It took me a little while to get over the jet lag. I'm standing here with Sisto Tessari, from the great Tessari family at La Cappuccino in the Soave region of Verona, and we're going to find all about the history of this winery and the Garganega grape that they specialize in, and they're organic, and I even found out we're going to taste some Soave or Garganega that ages in oak barrels that could last 10 years. So Sisto, say hi to your ABC guests.
Buongiorno.
And it's going to be a wonderful tour, right?
Of course, I think it's a good chance for you to understand a different way in winemaking, especially in the area of Soave. The area of Soave is one of the biggest area for this white wine that comes from Garganega grapes. Garganega grapes is a special grapes that we have only in our area, and is incredible grapes because you can have a very simple wine, very fruity, easy to drink. We can say vino da aperitivo. And we say also is very versatile because you can drink as an aperitif wine or different kind of seafood, different kind of food like spaghetti or something like that.
And the wines that you currently can find at your ABC Fine Wines and Spirits that we've been carrying is the La Cappuccino Soave, which is 100% Garganega, the Fantego, which is 90% Garganega, 10% Trebbiano di Soave, and the Medego, which is the Bordeaux Red Blend, which is Cabernet Sauvignon Merlot and Cabernet Franc. So let's go on with the tour and we'll pick it up later.
that's what the soil is made up of in the vineyards, right?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is very funny because if you taste the wine when it's a young wine, in the first 6 months you have a lot of fruity, and the aging of the wine changes a little bit in mineral notes because the mineral comes from these stones. So it's very unusual, and it's very particularly perfume also. The Garganica has got a body you can see, and 2 ears like this. You can see the 2 ears. In the past, in tradition, these ears called rece. It's a direct word that means recotto, because for make recotto we harvest the rece and then we put to dry. This is the tradition one. Now it's difficult to make it, but we take the arzimo. Arzimo is a direct word that means small bunch, and now we select the best bunches and we put to dry. Like this system, or more useful, the other one with boxes, that is different, but this is the traditional one. And the grapes stay here from about 3, 4, 5 months, it depends. Normally spend October, November, December, January and February. In the middle of February, the tradition was 14th of February, the day of St. Valentine Day, we press the grape and we obtain the juice. But every vintage is different, so sometimes it's 14, sometimes it's end of February or 1st of March, it depends. And this is our traditional because only in the area of Verona we have this kind of system. Like Amarone, it's the same, but this is grape, this is Garganica grape, so from this we make Recotto di Soave, especially Arzimo of La Cappuccina, that is particular.
Winery and seeing the fermentation tanks and how the Recotto is made, my favorite part. What we call in Italy a light lunch. But we're going to get to taste all the wines of La Cappuccino, and I'll talk to you in a little bit. Sisto Tessari, Elena, Pietro. I wouldn't have expected anything less. Lunch was delicious. We tasted wines that we don't carry in ABC, specifically the Sauvignon. The Sauvignon here was absolutely phenomenal. It's just nothing like New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc. I had no idea that they make a Soave that's aged in oak barrels for 8 months, Sambrizio. And my new favorite, and if Brad Lewis is paying attention to this, is the Campoburi. The Campoburi, which is Carmenere, a different kind of Carmenere than they have in Chile, and a grape called Oceleta, and phenomenal, like coffee, chocolate taste, dark berries, and 2 ricciottos, as we showed you the late harvest. We showed you the grapes air drying. We had the Arzimo, which is 100% Garganega, and the Carmenos with dark chocolate is definitely love in a glass. It's perfect for Valentine's Day. It's the Campoburi, but the Ricciotto, and even a little special surprise from Sisto, a grappa made from the skins of Arzimo. He says it's softer, it's a grappa for women. Then call me a woman. I'm a woman because I love this stuff. And Sisto, if you'd like to say something to our guests at ABC Fine Wines and Spirits, it was a wonderful day, first of all. And thank you very much for your hospitality.
Thank you for coming. I think it's a good opportunity for you to understand more about the wine of La Cappuccina. It's particularly grapes and particularly wine because as I said, we are in a particular place where we have a tropical seaside in the past, but we have at the end a wine. We say some people that doesn't know me. They say, "Which is your job?" And they say, "My job is to make happiness." Why? Because I make a good wine. So the people at the end are very happy because they drink a good wine. So that's very important. For the people that knows me and the people that knows that drink our wines. Thank you. Salute to all of you. Salute. Chin, chin.
And the next stop is La Gerla in Montalcino and some of the greatest Brunello di Montalcino. We'll see you at the next stop.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Chin, chin.
We're on our way to Montalcino at La Gerla, and if my photographer Brian Regan will take a shot at this. No, we're not at a 5-star restaurant. We're literally at what they call an auto grill here on the way to Montalcino. This is more food than you would get at any 5-star restaurant. This is not what Jared eats in Subway. This is like some of the finest food you can get, and they have a market downstairs. And we're stopping off for a little bite to eat, because what else do you do when you're riding on the highway to Italy? We'll see you at La Gerla. We made it to La Gerla. It was only a 3-hour drive, but we're here with an old friend you remember from the Italian Winemakers Tour, the Nadia Galati tour in Sunrise, Florida. Alberto Perseri. We're at La Gerla. Good to see you, old friend.
It's my pleasure to have everybody here today.
And as you can see in the backgrounds here, it's and all the way up there, if Brian wants to pan there, the town of Montalcino.
Sunny day.
Sunny day in Montalcino. And what we're going to be doing, what I love about this winery, what we're going to be seeing, the properties where the grapes go from, is that no matter what wine you try here, whether it's the Brunello di Montalcino, which they're known for, which is their business card, or the Rosso di Montalcino, or the Super Tuscan, it's one grape varietal, and that's
Sangiovese.
Sangiovese Grosso. So any one of the wines, right?
Yeah, you are in the right place for Sangiovese.
Sangiovese.
I think this grape here in Montalcino exprime itself in the best way.
That's right. And we're going to see both properties, the vineyards where the grapes come from, but now more importantly, we have to do what we do again, another light lunch. So we'll see you.
I promise. We'll be very light.
Mamma mia, that's a spicy meatball!
I can't believe I ate that whole thing.
You ate it, Ralph.
I can't believe I ate that whole thing.
No, Ralph, I ate it.
I can't believe I ate that whole thing.
Take 2 Alka-Seltzer.
We're in a little bit of a wine cellar here, having a light lunch, which meant about 40 plates of salami and 42? Yeah, that's what I thought. I lost track after the 3rd plate. And I wanted Alberto to talk a little bit about the newest edition in the ABC stores of the La Giurla line, which is the Birra, which he's holding. 2007. It's a Toscana IGT Super Tuscan, but again, 100% Sangiovese Rosso.
Correct, Larry. This is really Brunello for us, so no difference in terms of grapes. So as you can say, 100% Sangiovese from our vineyard. This is very important for an IGT wine. So this is the same selection of Brunello, the same grapes, the same care that we give to the Brunello, and especially the same yield. So this means that this wine is following the same very serious rules of the Brunello. The only difference is that our Brunello stay in the big barrel that you are looking behind us, and the Birba stay for 1 year and 2 months in this French oak barrique. So the difference is just in terms of style. The Birba is very warm, Sangiovese very easy, approachable wine, but not simple wine. So the Birba have all the very positive aspect of the Brunello, but at the same time is more drinkable in short time. So for the people that are a little in a hurry and they have no patience to wait for the Brunello, this is my suggestion. So the Birba is something that now is our is in our heart at La Gerla. It's a wine that has a big, incredible value because it has the same quality of Brunello, but the price is much more affordable. And
And 88 points. 88 points. Wine Spectator magazine and Bruce Sanderson that scored it that way.
And then we have 07 vintage that now it's really great vintage.
And it is good. I vouch for that. And bring on more salami, please. Cheers. There's more to come. This is also available at certain ABC Fine Wines and Spirits store if you're lucky to have a store near you that gets one. This is the 2004, one of the most famous vintages from Brunello di Montalcino. Single vineyard from the Gliangeli vineyard, the Riserva, which means it has another extra year of oak before they release it. With regular Brunello, it takes 5 years before they can release it. So we've had the regular 04. This is 93 points Wine Spectator. And we took the bottle away from the group, but, you know, hey, that's why I'm Larry the Wine Guy. Oh, the nose on this, that's extra year. This is so deeply extracted fruit. No way I'm spitting. This is, if you're looking for, even during Christmas time, Feast of the Seven Fishes, if you're looking for a world-class Riserva Brunello from the most prestigious vintage in years since 97 or 2001, you've got to pick up a bottle of this La Giurla Riserva. Gliangeli is the single vineyard 2004 vintage at ABC Fine Wines and Spirits. Don't tell anyone I took the bottle.
So the malic acid has to be transformed in lactic acid that is much more pleasant and much more soft, because the malic it's very strong and it's very tough with the mouth. No? So when the second fermentation, the bacteria transform the malic acid in lactic acid, we can say that the wine starts to be pleasant. Too hot summer in this region, we are in trouble. Unless you work a lot with the soil, in terms to move the soil often. In this case, you can maintain the humidity of the underground, and the plant doesn't suffer. As you can see here. So you see some vines and some vineyard there that are losing leaves. Our vineyard, they are still very green. They are still young. They are still working in photosynthesis. So this is very important, and this means that we work well in the soil and with nutriments in order to don't let the plant go in stress. And for the maturation of the grapes, it's very strong, but at the same time, if you like, you can open. Huh? 1, 2, no. See, because it's like organic. No, it's not a real stone, so it's very fragile.
Sogno all'orizzonte, mancano le parole. Sì, lo so che non c'è luce in una stanza quando manca il sole. Se non ci sei tu con me, su le finestre mostra tutto il mio cuore che è acceso. Chiudi dentro me la luce che ha incontrato per strada. Time to say goodbye. Paesi che non ho mai veduto e vissuto con te. Adesso sì li vivrò con te. Partirò su navi per mari che io lo so non esistono più. It's time to say goodbye.
Quando sei lontana sogno all'orizzonte e manca le parole. E io sì lo so che sei con me, tu mia luna, tu sei qui con me. Mio sole, tu sei qui con me, con me, con me, con me. Time to say goodbye. Paesi che non
back vintages here. We're looking at Birba, 1999-98, Brunello Reservas from 1995. Just don't tell Alberto Passeri that I'm in here trying to find something for dinner tonight. We're going to have another light dinner in here. Oops! Caught again in the hand. There he is, Alberto. It's been a wonderful two-day visit at La Gerla Winery, and I can't thank you enough, first of all.
My pleasure.
Showing us, and we also went to Siena today. It was an amazing city, and we had a great time at the whole winery. What we learned about the historic area of Montalcino, it's all about Sangiovese. The rules are very strict. There are certain things they can't do, but I think what I got out of this entire message is that with La Gerla especially, their wines, is that when you get any bottle, whether it's the 1995 Reserva that we're going to have with dinner in a little bit, is that you know when you get La Gerla that the wines are going to be made in a certain style. It's consistent. La Gerla is La Gerla in their style, and other producers are other producers. So my biggest message to ABC guests is it's either you decide whether you want a Fiat or a Ferrari, and La Gerla, to me, in my opinion, has been the Ferrari. And if you'd like to say any final words, Alberto, to our people, or our guests, or ABC.
Sure. No, I have to say that was a good time. We had a good time. 2 days, very friendly, first of all. So I had a chance to introduce our friend in our reality. This is our way to explain what we are doing, what is behind our battle. So for me, this is the most important thing. So touch with the hand, with all your sense, the reality of La Gerla, what is around La Gerla. So the landscape, everything that is could be translated in passion of the producer. So we work with passion, and I'm sure that when you will drink our wine, you will taste the passion and all the effort that the people that work in La Gerla are doing every day to do this.
And now he's going to give me this bottle of 1991 Reserva Brunello di Montalcino. This is not the Reserva. It is a Reserva. And nothing but the best for Larry the wine guy. And we'll see you, Alberto. Ciao. Thank you for Carlo. And we'll see you soon here. This is our last stop, the official last stop of the wine tour, the Nadia Galati contest of 2011. And maybe like our wine supervisor, Paul Quaglini, said, we saved the best for last. I'm with Corrado and Cecilia from Tenuta Le Vallette. And you may know their wines in the Orvieto region and ABC Wines and Spirits, especially my favorite textbook, Orvieto, the Berganorio, which is made from varieties like Ricchetto, Trebbiano, Drupeggio, and Malvasia. And I'd like to introduce you to the people behind this wonderful historic vineyard of 100 hectares of land, which is pretty large for a winery here in this area. Corrado, Cecilia. Say hello to our guests.
I'm very pleased to show you this place that has a lot of history behind his glass of wine, and I hope this concentration of history is understandable also in Florida. And I hope you will taste this history in the glasses, and I hope this day will be useful for this sense.
And we hope to taste a lot of history in the glasses. Cecilia, would you like to say something?
Well, as my brother Corrado already said, this is not for us just a glass of wine, and wine should never be just a glass of wine or just a drink. In our specific case, this is the oldest winery we have in the area. There is all our family history and passion in a glass of wine like this. And we really like to transfer to people the importance of this history, of this know-how that has been developing with the passing of time, but which is really more than just something that you drink whenever you feel like drinking a glass of wine. So our pleasure is when we have people really enjoying what we are having in the glass and saying, oh, this is really special to us, and we really, really hope that will be forever in your life.
And now you'll see some beautiful pictures I've taken from our tour and our stay at Le Vallette. So enjoy, sit back and watch.
In the past, Trebbiano was working for the quantity, for the acidity, because it was much productive, so less ripeness in the grape, and for the easiness of the wine. Verdello was working for the sugar. Verdello is a variety that is giving you ripe grapes, high sugar levels, but it's very unsafe. I mean, it's very delicate. A rainy September, you lose 50% of the crop of the Verdello. So it's not so sure. Malvasia, the same. Is very bad weather is dangerous for Malvasia, but gives you the bitter tone, gives you the mineral, and emphasizes the mineral tone in the wine. Grechetto is giving you the body because it has the thick skin, low quantity. It was a luxury wine, grape in the past, because Grechetto was producing not much, was producing character. The farmer wanted the calories, not character in the past. So today we are growing the Grechetto percentage because we want more character.
In the past, when you say Orvieto, people thought and still think about a white wine. So nobody was really wishing to produce something that could be exceptionally good, but not easy to sell. But in fact, the soil, the altitude, the climate, everything does allow us to produce very nice reds. And if you think of Montepulciano, which is a very popular area in the south of Tuscany, which is only 10 miles flying distance from here, everything is like here, so same soil, same altitude, same everything. This is famous for the reds, we are famous for the whites, but it's just the tradition that speaks reds and whites. But in the last 20 years, the demand for red wines has increased so much that the local producers, including ourselves, have forced themselves to produce more reds. And the world has learned that we can produce also very nice red wines.
Going down into the cellar of Le Vallette, which is right underneath the kitchen. This is 6 generations that this family has been working this winery, and we're going deep underground here. This is what I call a wine cellar, something I don't think you'll find in the state of Florida since we don't even have basements. Nice and cool down here since the weather's kind of warm today. And this is unbelievable.
Did you ask me about who asked me about?
Is there air conditioning in here?
by coincidence, some few years ago, some bottles hit in one of the alcoves, and one of the bottles had a piece of a label left that said 1870. Last figure was not readable. Believe me or not, it was a white wine, and it was delicious.
Oh my
That is quite an event, because white wines, don't stay drinkable very long. So that gives us, again, the certainty that a space like this is ideal where to store the wines. And this is why the Etruscans could really, really do wine.
It's really unbelievable to see a cellar that is this old. It goes back, 500, thousands of years. I think it's thousands of years. All these old bottles standing around, but there are bats. This place is swarming with bats, and even Larry the wine guy, as strong-minded as I am, it's time to get the heck out of here.
Virtuo Classico is a white wine, and the Rosso di Spicca is a red wine. Or Virtuo Classico is a very nice wine that you can appreciate anytime, any moment. Even if you're not a super expert about wines, or a wine, let's say, connoisseur, although there are many people that pretend to be connoisseurs and they're just pretending it. Anyway, it's a wine that is very easy to drink, and it's very professional. By professional, I don't mean a wine that is made with machines. I mean that wine which is made with a heart and with a passion. It's not just a drink. It's a very nice and pleasant wine. So is the Rosso di Spicca. Rosso di Spicca, it's a Sangiovese and touch of the Canaiolo grapes, which is almost a Chianti blend. It's not a Chianti, it's a Rosso Orvietano. And it's a very nice, pleasant wine when you have the desire to have a nice glass of red wine, not too complicated, but really well done and appreciated, with a pizza, with a slice of salami, with a piece of cheese. Let's suppose you come back home from a working day, you need to have a nice glass to enjoy the rest of the day. Rosso di Spicca is perfect for that purpose. So the grapes are picked very late in the season where they're already dried a little bit on the vines. And the nice combination of this wine would be blue cheese or pâtés or the cookies you call biscotti. But the really nice touch of this wine is that it's sweet but really not too sweet. So it has a nice peach and apricots back hint flavor and smell. And you can really enjoy it. Having a little bit chilled as aperitif with blue cheese or with cookies or desserts. So once again, usually you find them very, very sweet. And that wine is not very sweet, it's not very alcoholic too. So this is what makes this wine such an interesting finish of a meal or start of a meal.
And what are we having it with tonight?
Torta della nonna, grandmother's pie, or the cantuccini in the Umbrian version, which are called tozzetti, because the dough is the same, but rather than have almonds, I have hazelnut.
Temperature is good and the humidity is perfect. The problem of the barrels is normally if you cool down the temperature with a refrigerator, you get a dry air because the cooling makes the air drier. And you have to replace this humidity with artificial systems. This is natural. You have low temperature, good humidity, and the barrels do not lose humidity from the wood, because outside it's humid. And so the level of the wine is naturally always stable. You don't have to fill back the level of the wine because the humidity has forced the wood to drink the humidity from inside. You understand what I mean?
Yes.
So this is why we keep it here. Here we use no engines. No wheel can work in this place because the soil is very soft and very weak, and so we have to work by hand. All the barrels are filled and emptied from outside with a pipe. The pumps have to stay outside.
Just spent overnight and a full day and evening at Tenuta, Le Vallette, and in Umbria in the Orvieto region with our lovely host Corrado and his sister Cecilia, and it was wonderful the way that they presented all the wines here, the Berganorio, the Lunato, the Rosso di Spica, and wines that I didn't even know they made, Gorchetto, and things like that. We did a tasting, as you saw in the pictures also prior to this. You saw all the way we tasted certain foods and that went with certain wines, and that's what I try to stress to our ABC Fine Wines and Spirits guests. It's if you say that the vintage is not important, or what year the grapes come from, or just opening up some cheese and some crackers and any bottle of wine, there's so much more to that. It's really important to pick the right wine for the right occasion, for the right purpose, and I've had a wonderful stay here. I've learned a lot about this wonderful property that has been in this family for 6 generations, and we're off to Rome next, and Cecilia has offered to be our lovely tour guide there too, and I'm going to have Corrado and Cecilia say something to our guests and send a message.
I'm very happy to have shown you this place, because this place has a long human history in his blood, and I would like that the message that you could take with you and transfer to your guests in your ABC shops is that wine is the final result of the decisions of people, of persons that like farming, like winemaking, know how difficult and also how exciting this job is, and they want to transfer this exciting experience in the bottle and through the bottle to the final person that is opening this bottle. Differences are not quality differences, but are really differences that show a wine why it should be used, tasted in one situation and the other one, with one food or with the other one, and each bottle of wine has to be the final witness of a history, of experience, and of a life. I hope you will have the opportunity to come here and to feel what we try to give to you in this one day stay. Thank you for being here, and I wait all of you in Orvieto.
And you can witness it if you can't get here yet at your ABC Fine Wines and Spirit. Talk to your wine consultant there. Cecilia?
So we are really very, very pleased to have the opportunity to welcome people to the winery and really put their feet on the soil that has been inhabited for many years, for so many years, 6 generations in my family, and even back then the Etruscans, the Romans, the monks, and a count's family, and so on. What is important for us is that people get really the idea that wine is not just a drink. Wine is something much more important that can provide you so much joy, and it's very easy to get that joy if you want to really do it. You just need to respect some little suggestions, and we call it the Baroque experience, which is the food, mood and temperature experience. Why Baroque? Baroque is the art of the emotions, of pleasure, of the touch in the heart, and food, mood and temperature are the suggestions. That means if you have the right combination, the right wine with the right food, you have the food that emphasizes wine and wine that emphasizes food. So it's really a help from fruit to wine and vice versa. Mood is that if you have a good mood, good positive mood, and have robust wine, you give robustness to that positive mood. And if you have had a bad experience, just have something like that erases the bad experience and makes you move on. And the temperature, I mean the weather-wise. If outside it's warm and hot, have a nice, fresh, refreshing glass of a nice wine. And if it's hot, have something that makes you warm inside. So this is the Baroque experience, because you emphasize everything you need to be emphasized. And that way, every glass of wine will be a Baroque experience. And wine, once again, is not just a drink. Wine is something that needs to be appreciated and understood. And there is so much work beyond a glass of wine that is really, really important for us that you get this information, get this message, and try to do it at home. And it's even good for you because we all need Baroque moments in our lives. So thanks a lot for coming. Come here, visit if you can and if you want. And we'll be more than pleased to have you all here visiting our winery and 6 generations of hard and pleasant work.
We're going to say it together, the message we got out of here. Remember, it's not just a glass of wine. We'll say it together. 3, 2, 1. It's not just a glass of wine.
Ti invidio turista che arrivi, ti imbevi de fori e de scavi, poi tutto d'un tratto te trovi Fontana de Trevi che è tutta per te. C'è sta una leggenda romana legata a sta vecchia fontana, per cui se ci butti un soldino costringe il destino a fatte tornare. E mentre il sardo bacia il fontanone, la tua canzone in fondo è questa qua. Arrivederci Roma, goodbye, au revoir. Si ritrova a pranzo a Squarciarelli, fettuccine e vino dei castelli, come ai tempi belli che Pinelli immortalò.
In Napoli, where love is king, when boy meets girl, here's what they say. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. When the world seems to shine like you've had too much wine, that's amore. Bells will ring, ting-a-ling-a-ling, ting-a-ling-a-ling, and you'll sing Vita Bella. Hearts will play tippy-tippy-tay, tippy-tippy-tay, like a guitarandella. When the stars make you drool, just like a pasta fazool, that's amore.
How you doing? It's Brian Regan from Store 137, Lake Mary, and we're here to wrap up the trip, the Italy trip with Nadia Galati. We had a great time, and we saw some incredible wineries, and we saw some incredible scenery, and it was, all in all, it was a fantastic trip. And we're down to the last 8 hours here. I figured I'd start things off because Larry's drinking down his last little limoncello before he hops on the plane. And I want to thank ABC, and I want to thank Nadia for an amazing trip, an amazing time. We learned a lot about some of our exclusive wines, courtesy of Nadia. I had an excellent time touring all the different wineries, and I hope to be here again doing it real soon with everybody that I was with on the trip. Couldn't ask for anything better.
This is Pete Shipley, Wine Consultant, store 112 in Gainesville. We're really happy that I was able to make this trip. It's been a fascinating look at Italy and the northern and central parts. It's amazing to see how comfortable these people are with their history and with their wine, having supper in farmhouses that were built in the 13th century, crawling around in 2,500-year-old Etruscan wine cellars, and just trying the amazing food and the outstanding wines that we have available for you at
Here
ABC
with my
Fine
favorite
Wine.
Italian wine importer, Nadia Galati. We just finished our wonderful tour of this wonderful country. I love it here, the food, the people, and especially the wine. If you've not experienced any Italian wine, stop into a local ABC store. We've just come back with a wealth of information, and faccia colazione.
The end of the trip, and we're here in a place called Galati Pizzeria in Rome. We did a full tour of Rome. It's been a wonderful, I think, 8 days totally. We had an extra day this year. I want to thank all of our hosts, especially the winery owners and winemakers that we met with from Fabiano Giorgi in Stradella, and from Costa Rosa, and Nadia Malvasio's, and then of course Sisto and Elena and the Cesari family in Verona at La Cappuccino, and Alberto Passeri and Donatello at La Giurla Winery, and finishing up at Le Villette, which you just saw before we got to Rome. What I got out of this trip is what I get out of this is my second trip to Italy, is that use your wine consultant at your ABC. When you come to a store like an ABC Fine Wine and Spirits, you have the opportunity to not be buying brands and wines that you're maybe familiar with, but to be introducing your palate into wines that, as you can see, come from 6th-generation families, from hundreds of years ago, that are in the family, that are artisan wines, that are not just buying grapes from everybody and mass producing, and the price to quality. I always talk about QPR, quality to price ratio, is there. Italy is not just about Pinot Grigio and Chianti, as we saw. There are so many wines that you can try that are affordable for every different purpose. It's not just a glass of wine, as Cecilia said from Le Villette. And of course I want to thank our hostess with the mostest, and she's right. She says she carries the best of the best, and I don't say this as a sales pitch because I'm friends with Nadia Galati. I would tell her if her wines suck, I would tell her they suck, but they don't. They really are the best of Italian wines from all regions. I expect more surprises, more selections from Nadia Galati, and I tell my guests, and I'm telling you now, I don't buy Italian wine in ABC Fine Wines and Spirits, even for my own consumption, unless it says a selection of Nadia Galati, and that's because I get to experience the best of the best. And I don't know what else to say. It was another great trip to Italy. I hope you all get to experience it someday, but you can experience it by shopping at ABC Fine Wines and Spirits and talking to your local wine consultant. I agree with Paul Quaglini, faccia colazione, which, in case you don't know, means let's have breakfast, but it's the only thing we learned on how to speak Italy. And I must remind you, as I always say on this website, it's that wine is not for snobs or it's not for the elite. It's for everyday people like you, me, Brian Regan, Pete Shipley, Paul Quaglini. It's for everyday people just like you and me, and enjoy. So until I see you next time here on www.larrythewineguy.net, Arrivederci Italia and Chin Chin, and we'll see you next time.
Have a great day.
All my bags are packed, I'm ready to go. I'm standing here outside your door. I hate to wake you up to say goodbye, but the dawn is breaking, it's early morn. The taxi's waiting, he's blowing his horn. Already I'm so lonesome I could die. So kiss me and smile for me. Tell me that you'll